Show me something. Hello and welcome back to the Show Me Something podcast. I'm Trevor.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Will.
And welcome back, everyone. This week I brought Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
An anime that was, the guy said, possibly too long.
25 episodes, or 24, right?
24 episodes of what I think is great. This before we actually get into everything, do we want to do some housekeeping? Anything you guys want to talk about a little bit? Nothing?
I don't have any housekeeping. I've just been working.
Yeah, same.
Oh. I have
working
I
and
have
watching anime and playing Bannerlord.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I'm working, watching anime and watching The Sopranos, my first rewatch, and also I just beat God of War. So that was great.
Nice. Yeah, I've just been playing Red Dead and working. And also, recently, Daft Punk broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you
Yeah, I
guys
saw
heard
that,
about that. So because of you guys and because of also another podcast, I decided, because I kind of like Daft Punk. Like, I've always enjoyed them. I've never been, like, forefront of my mind.
Are you going to show us music next time?
No, I've just decided.
Did you listen to an album of your own volition?
I did.
Discovery?
I just started Discovery.
Okay.
I started with Homework, which was their first one, I guess. And I'm going to go through all of them.
Wow.
I've decided I'm going to go through
this is a tremendous
their whole
breakthrough.
discography.
Every now and again, you got to do that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just decided that's kind of what I'm going to do. And Homework was okay.
Fair.
It was all right. Discovery starts off really great with, oh God, what's the first track? It's really popular and I can't think of it.
Is
off the
it
top of
Harder,
my head.
Better,
Anyways.
Faster, Stronger?
No.
Is it
That's a Kanye song.
One More Time?
Yes, One More Time. I
One
think
More
is
Time
the first
fucking
track
slaps.
on that one. And yeah, so like because of you guys and showing me music, I decided I'm gonna listen to all of Daft Punk's
That's
discography.
pretty cool. Is it a big discography? I haven't listened to any of their albums.
Their last album came out in 2013, so it's not
That album is very good.
a ton of them.
I think I've heard bits and pieces of Discovery, and I've heard the most recent one, which I forget the name of. Like, I heard that, I listened to it a lot when it came out, because it's got some real bangers.
Is that one alive?
Maybe.
Is that
I don't know.
alive?
It's one that has Get Lucky on it, which is, a good song that got tremendously overplayed. But they have a lot of, like, really slapping ass grooves on that album. That's awesome, Trev. I mean, this probably means more to me than it does to Jacob, but I am so happy to hear you going through a discography of an artist. That's it's a tremendous thing, and it's a wonderful thing, and I hope that it continues for you, because it's one of the things that brings me great joy in life is going through someone's catalog. So that's dope. Shout out to Daft Punk.
Just because of you guys, and I don't know, I was going some podcast I was listening to, they were talking about they don't usually talk about music, and then they mentioned the discography, and I'm like, huh, you know what? Let's do it. And then I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, I can't wait for the podcast recording, because I'm going to tell the guys that I started doing this.
It's tremendous. I love it. Very happy.
So, some background, I guess, on the show. This show started out as a manga in Shonen Jump, which I'm sure I've talked about Shonen Jump before, right?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I know
Shonen
it.
Jump is...
Go ahead.
Yeah, just for a quick background, Shonen Jump is the manga publication in Japan. Like, that's where Dragon Ball started. That's where Bleach started, Naruto, bunch of the other My Hero Academia, a bunch of the big heavy hitters all got their start in Shonen Jump. They're like the place to be for manga. So this was a Shonen Jump. It still is. It came out in, oh crap,
2019. Well, the anime is
pour.
2019.
That was a really
the
solid
anime was 2019. The manga started in 2017. We don't have that many volumes, honestly. We've only covered, in this season 1, I think only covers about 2 or 3 volumes out of the 19 that are currently out.
Yeah.
Damn.
As of right now. There's a lot that happens past the end of season 1.
Yeah, they're up to issue.
Yeah, the anime premiered
186. Sorry, Trev. I think it's in the 180s. I looked at it last night. in terms of issues, not volumes, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's a little bit of background on it. Not major creators really. TMS, like SPAN for the anime adaptation. I don't really know them that well. Don't have much to say about them. They did a good job, I think.
Do you want to give us a little plot summary?
Yeah. So modern day, more or less, maybe a couple of years ago, modern day. World's just kind of going on as it is. And suddenly a strange light emits all around the world and all the humans and one species of swallow.
Yeah, swallows, yeah.
All turn to stone.
Swallows
And
first.
Swallows first are happening, and I guess it's like some sort of, like, my personal theory, because I don't know. I've only seen a little bit of season 2, and they don't really talk about it much more in season 2 yet. My theory is like the swallows were like a test, maybe, or something like that. If it was a malicious thing, if it wasn't a malicious thing, then it's just a precursor letting us know what's going on. But yeah, everyone turns to stone, and only 2 people like stay conscious while they're in stone
That we know of.
that we know of, and that would be our main character Senku Ishigami, boy genius.
Boy genius.
In Japan. How else do you describe him?
Yeah,
He's
no, he is a boy genius. I love that, though.
Science cuck.
Yeah.
Just caught me off guard. I love it.
And Taiju Okai, and the only reason, and who is Senku's best friend in high school, and the only reason he stays alive is because just before he got turned to stone, he was going to confess to the girl he likes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta stay alive so I can see her again and confess.
He was
And
like
he is
dipping
just-
in and out of consciousness, though, wasn't he?
They both did a little bit. Senku a couple of times was like, man, I almost faded out there.
Yeah.
Gotta
He was
keep
counting.
counting every second for 3,700 years. So yeah, Senku starts counting the moment he gets under. He's like, I gotta figure out when to wake up. I gotta wake up in spring. That's what I gotta do. So he just counts every second to figure out what time of year it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Senku wakes up first. Taiju wakes up shortly after, thanks to a little bit of help from Senku.
I thought it was like a year after.
6 months,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it was 6 months.
Yeah. The year was the revival fluid. But that's our basic plot summary. They wake up in a world, they're the only 2 that
The
they know
stone
of that are
world.
alive, in a stone world. And they have to survive. And Senku is determined that he is going to bring back millions of years worth of human civilization in his lifetime in this new stone world. And that's our plot, more or less. Without getting into too many spoilers, I'll go ahead and say what I like, or do you guys go first?
You go
I don't
last, dude.
I go last, right? Okay.
Trevor, we've
I
been
always
doing
forget.
this podcast for a year now. Like,
I know.
Come on. What's
I'm dumb.
going on, brother?
Oh, I guess do we want to say what we're drinking? By the way,
Yeah, sure.
What
Go
are you
ahead,
drinking,
Trev.
Trevor?
Savage Crush by KCBC. It's a sour. It's really good.
I'm drinking Tokabaga, Cigar City.
Hell yeah. Red ale.
Down in a red ale.
I'm on Definitive Brewing Company's Base Reflex double dry hopped IPA. They're from Maine. It's quite good.
Nice, man.
Nice.
I'd like to go there
All right.
someday. Seems like it'd
Yeah,
be
me
cool.
too. Portland, Maine.
Be a cool place.
Big
Don't want to.
beer,
Yeah,
beer
that'd be
city.
sick. Yeah. Isn't Ben and
a beer
Jerry's from
tour.
up there too? Is it Maine or Vermont?
They're
where Ben and
Vermont.
Jerry's is from?
They're from Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Vermont also a
Same,
big beer state.
same
though.
state. Am I right?
Yeah, same shit. Same shit.
So yeah, Jacob.
Yeah, so I mean, I loved it and I'm fucking pissed because I spent the past like maybe 6 weeks that we've known about this being Trevor's next pick just complaining to Trevor about how I didn't want to watch 24 episode anime. And then immediately it didn't take like any episodes and I was like, this is fantastic. I was like, this is a great anime. And that was just infuriated me. Yeah, it was really great. I loved the the world building of it. I loved the characters. It was really funny. I laughed like every episode. I thought the writing was fantastic. which was surprising. I didn't think that I was actually gonna like laugh out loud a lot, and I did, like a bunch of times in the episode. So many of the jokes are so funny.
They're
and like
good.
different things that the animators do to like make the jokes even funnier and stuff like that. But yeah, it's great. Lovable characters, lovable cast. They have a really good goal. It's really cool to see like the like gamification part of it too. Like when there's like when they're trying to invent different things and stuff, and like the meta stuff that they do is really cool with like the Senku like robot and like the it's like the amusement park thing and stuff like that. There's really cool shit that they do. And I just had a great time with it, honestly. I'm fucking mad, dude. Trevor.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Because it's probably my favorite one that you showed us, actually. I liked
Sweet.
it. Yeah, I liked it a little bit more than One Punch Man, actually, which is
Wow.
I think probably going to be different than Will, because Will loved One Punch Man. But who knows? Maybe you know. But I thought it was great. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Like it was fantastic. It's probably my favorite anime now. I think it beats out Demon Slayer.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Demon Slayer is excellent. So that's surprising.
Demon Slayer
but
was
I'm-
great, and I do love Demon Slayer. But yeah, I feel like this one was just
No,
super
I get
good.
it though. Awesome. All right.
Go ahead, Will.
I got
you've
one
got the
victory.
floor. You've got
no
the
matter
floor.
what Will says, I win. So let's see.
Yeah. So I'm conflicted because I like Cobb right away was very drawn in. Like the concept is great. I think the main characters are great. Obviously the animation is beautiful. It's a newer anime, and I'm assuming it has a pretty decent budget because it looks really good. I just think that it's way too fucking long. This season in particular. So like my problem is that there are some really wonderful things happening the entire season, but I just like the fact that there are swaths of episodes that are just dedicated to creating one thing is not propulsive enough for me, like plot wise, you know. It's like there's a whole episode dedicated to creating a thing. I'm not gonna, I won't jump into spoilers, but like there are whole episodes where I feel the plot is really not advanced at all, and knowing now that it's a prologue, I understand kind of, but I think that if this was 13 episodes, it would be the best thing you've shown us, because there's a lot of really wonderful stuff. I think the characters are great. The world building, like Cobb said, is awesome. But like at the same time, a lot of the episodes just feel like science class where they're teaching me what makes what. And like it's like truly, and that may sound hyperbolic, but it is literally explaining how science works for huge chunks of this show. And like that's a cool concept, but to me it's not executed well enough that like I want to watch 28 minutes of Senku telling me how to make a battery. Like I don't give a fuck about that.
But you can
like,
go and do it. Except for
I
the
don't-
disclaimer at the end that's like, don't do it.
yeah, I just like that shit isn't it's not fun to me. Like I appreciate the creativity of it. I appreciate like watching civilization build itself up from the ground up, with the context of our current civilization is awesome. Like that shit is
that
really,
part is
it's
so
really,
satisfying for
it's
me.
really, really cool. And there's a couple arcs that I think are fucking awesome, but I just like there were some episodes where I was like furious that I had to watch 20 minutes to get to that endpoint of the episode, And that, again, is probably largely due to the fact that I am from America. I'm used to westernized television where there are episodes, like, things happen every episode. And it might just be a hallmark of anime. And I have questions for you, Trevor, that I will get into after this review session. But, like, I don't understand why this was 24 episodes long. It could have been 12, and it would have been borderline perfect. But I just am so frustrated by the fact that so much of it took so long to move so little. That said, there were really amazing parts. I do really dig a bunch of the characters. And the parts of the show that I liked, I really, really liked. And I also agree that it's not as good as One Punch Man, like Cobb assumed, I would think, but it's definitely the second best thing you've shown regardless of the fact that I have that many problems with it.
Well, you didn't like most of the other animes.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
fair.
I didn't. Of course, but like, okay, yeah. That sounds like a backhanded compliment. But I like this is one of the. I enjoyed it. I'll just say that. I would give it probably like a 7 and a 7.5. But I do think that it could have hit a 9 if it wasn't so fucking long, and that just ties into the fact that this new season that's on right now is only 11 episodes makes me very excited because it feels like the plot will be condensed and they won't have enough time to just spend a bunch of bullshit time. And you're making a face that makes it feel like that's probably not the case.
Or will they spend bullshit time and just nothing happens?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. The way they set the new season up, would be tremendously disappointing if that was the case. I don't want to know because I honestly will probably check it out because again,
I'm gonna
the
watch
foundations are there for like a really terrific show, and like Trevor mentioned, this is a very long running manga. Like they're so far ahead of where we are right now, and I am curious to see what happens because the concept is really fucking cool. I just wish that they reined themselves in a bit and it wasn't 24 episodes long. So yeah, that's a very long-winded way of saying it was cool. I wish it was better, but it was great, and it's definitely just absolutely fucking miles better than Gurren Lagann and Black Lagoon. So I'll say 7.5. Yeah, thank you, Trev.
Can I just say that this podcast is absolute bullshit that Trevor has gotten me into wanting to watch these fucking goddamn animated series, whether it be anime or like normal animated like American series. I'm going back and watching these motherfuckers now, and now who am I? What have I become? I watched all
working.
3 seasons of Kipo. I'm definitely going to go watch season 2 of this, and I still want to watch season 2 of One Punch Man, even though it's a different studio.
Yeah.
And whenever Demon Slayer comes out, that's not your doing, but whenever Demon Slayer comes out, I got to watch the second season of that, too.
Did you watch the movie yet? I haven't seen
the movie, no.
The movie on the train has come out since, I think, so.
I think it's
become?
worth mentioning that I'm the final frontier in that we got Trevor to listen to albums outside of the show. Cobb fully loves anime, so we got.
You'll never change.
I'm too old to change, I think. But
you're too old and grumpy.
I think I'm too old. But yeah, I'm gonna mute
Will's
myself
Gen X.
periodically now because I have lawn work going outside my house, and I'm sorry, Abby, in advance.
I can't hear it.
I know, but
can't hear it either.
GarageBand can probably hear it. So
It'll pick it up.
yeah, I think so. All right, Trev, what'd you think, Trev?
Trevor, do yours so we could jump into the spoiler zone because I still have things to talk about off of what Will said.
Right. Okay. So, I love this show. I disagree with Will vehemently. Is that the right word?
Bigly.
Is that a word to use? Yeah. Because half of the fun of the show is the science,
Yeah,
dude.
I like the science.
I always loved science as a kid, so
I
this
hated
show
science
just
as a
speaks
kid.
to me.
Hated it. I'm one of the villagers.
Science
And like,
is trash.
I think them taking the time. Anyway, you'd be in the Suka Empire or whatever the hell, however you pronounce his name.
I don't know.
Can never
Sukasa.
remember
You're gonna have to
pronounce
tell
people's
me.
Sukasa Empire, yeah. But no, dude.
No, Will's
I
that ramen
I love
kid.
this. Yeah,
The kid who just eats the
I don't
ramen.
care. Just eat the ramen.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Trevor's Chrome,
but
and I'm
yeah, I'll
Chrome.
take Chrome.
Gendry
I'll take
or whatever his
Chrome.
name. What's the guy's name?
Ginro?
Ginro. Yeah, I'm Ginro.
Ginro, the coward.
Yeah, that's me.
Ginro the coward. Oh. I would like to think of myself more as the old man Kasuki,
No, you're
personally,
Chrome.
the maker
You're
guy,
Chrome.
but
No,
I'm,
you're
I'm
definitely
more Chrome,
Chrome.
I
You're
guess.
definitely
Yeah.
Chrome.
You couldn't be more Chrome.
Shout out to Kasugi.
Yeah,
though.
I like Kasuki is one of the best characters.
But yeah, finish yours
anyways,
so we can jump.
I love the show. I love the science of it. I think them taking the time on each, like how much time they take on some of the science projects,
is dog shit.
is part of the no, I think it's part of the charm of the show because it shows that it takes a while to do some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And
Months are
it's
passing.
it's not something that they can just throw together in an instant. It's like, no, it took a lot of, and of course the show takes liberties with some of like all the stuff they can do is possible, maybe just not as cleanly as they show it. But regardless, great. I love the show. I also give the show a 9 out of 10. this was like I was just checked my rating for it on my anime list, and I gave it a 9 out of 10 when I first watched it, and I
didn't you give
still
Black
stick by
Lagoon a
that.
10 out of 10?
Yeah,
You're
but that's still a
fucking
nostalgia
crazy,
thing.
dude. That shit was
That's
a
still
clean
a
5 out of 10. No,
That's still
no
a
push.
nostalgia part of it because that was a really early show for me, and I still love.
I can't wait for you to show us season 2 of that just so I can fucking dog shit on it again.
Please don't.
Nah, it probably will never happen at
don't.
this point.
Maybe I'll just do it on my own then. Fuck me, dude. Did
yeah.
you just hear what I said?
I'll watch it with you. Just
God damn it.
So
it's season 2 of that show is way messed up, and then I'm also currently watching season 2 of Dr. Stone like right now. Episode, I think the second or the third to last episode aired today as of recording.
Nice.
So I gotta watch that later.
Yeah.
But it was a little weird watching season 1 alongside season 2.
Yeah, I imagine that's a little bit jarring to do with any show.
A little bit, but I know this plot well enough to. It was fine, but still.
So should we jump into the spoilerino zone since you gave it your rating?
Yes, spoiler zone.
can I just ask a quick question? It's literally
Go for
like
it.
I'm sorry, Cobb. It's like a 5-second.
That was
Why?
What am I, Trevor? You cut me off?
Why are bagpipes the theme for the title cards?
I like that.
What?
It's
you know when it shows like the name of the episode?
Like whenever it shows the title of the episode, bagpipes play. Why bagpipes?
I feel like because it sounds old.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Couldn't tell
All
you.
right, cool. Go ahead,
Couldn't tell
Trev.
you.
Go ahead, Cobb. What do you want to say to me?
I do. Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to branch off of what you were saying in your review about how you thought plot lines were too long, or science projects specifically for you. The only plot line that I felt was long was the like fight contest, but to see who becomes village chief. That lasted like 3 or 4 episodes of just the fight. It's like
I love that.
That was definitely too long. Really, I thought the science projects were great. How they strung them out because it made sense. I was like, this fight is like, this should have been 1 episode easy and not extended.
It just felt like actual plot to me, so I was like, this is fucking awesome.
I
different.
didn't feel that at all. I was like, this is just extending nonsense.
There's a couple of times during the fight where I'm like, all right, guys, let's take a little step forward here. Like, and I'm a big shonen, like I love shonen stuff where it's like tournament arcs. Like I love a big tournament arc with fights and stuff. I love that shit. But in this one, it's like, can we get?
But it's like barely a bracket in this one. It's like like nothing, like almost nothing happens. Like there's like 2 fights.
The best part about it is Ginro becoming a scummy piece of shit.
Yeah.
for a brief moment.
I don't know. I like.
He's like, I could.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Trev.
go.
No. You're you're mid sentence.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but he
butting
just.
in.
Yeah, he suddenly is just like, wait, I could be village chief though.
He's such a bastard.
I could do it, and then, Senku just smashes him in the nuts, and it's fine. But
Yeah, that was great. I think it's Chrome, right? Who uses the lens of Suika's helmet
yeah, that's
to,
Chrome.
and like Asagiri again comes back and does that like goofy ass spell. I don't know. I thought there was so much more in that than there is in the majority of the episodes of the show. Like, I don't know. So here's the thing. Like, episode, I would say.
What a fucking American, dude. I only want the action.
I'm a piece of shit. It's like episode from like right after he goes to the village to maybe even up to that point, I was like very uninterested. And then from the fight onwards, I could like see the thrust of the plot, and I was like more okay with what they were trying to do science wise. But like those first few episodes of just like talking science into my face. I mean, granted, I was an English major. I hated science and math. Science class to me was my least favorite because I was bad at it and I put no effort into it. So like a lot of this stems from that probably. But I also just
everything you just said is my life. Like.
All right, well then you're a better man than opinions. I am.
I don't think I am. I think it's just different taste.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that at all. I think it's just.
I am not
taste.
in that. I liked English a lot, but I hated math. I will admit, math I always did not like and was never good at. But science, I always really liked science, and I know a lot of math is in science, but I still like science. I got physics senior of the year in high school. Of
course you love this show. Fucking nerd.
Yeah, I was.
As
and
previously
I just
mentioned on the Ned's Declassified podcast, Abby, clip it in there, add it as a link.
Yeah. I really enjoyed I don't know, I really enjoyed science class and biology and chemistry and stuff like that. So the show kind of speaks to me on those levels.
Yeah, I will say that I did enjoy chemistry in high school, but physics definitely not. No, physics, I almost failed physics.
I had an amazing chemistry teacher and didn't take physics. I took meteorology instead, which was a half-year elective with Mr. Turk. Shout out Mr. Turk. But my chem teacher, Mr. Markic, was the man. He would play Call of Duty Modern Warfare with us online, and he also introduced me to the song Sometimes I Rhyme Slow by Nice and Smooth. That's going to be for probably none of our audience, but shout out to my boy Mr. Markic. He was a boss.
Shout out to the one audience member out there that knows that song.
I honestly, there's probably not even one. just standing up in their room like this.
Dude, they just fucking broke their laptop across their knee.
So should we jump into character lists before we jump into plot points? Because I have arcs I want to talk about, but I don't want to go too far ahead of where we're at.
There's no restrictions on favorite characters, by the way.
Okay.
You can, because like we usually do maybe a main character. It's obviously you can't pick them, but if you wanna,
that's also just me.
Want to include a main character?
No, because
I don't care about restrictions.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do my top character list as is. I'm not gonna adjust it to that rule, even though Senku's great. Senku's great. Don't get me wrong, but number 1, Melon Girl, aka Suka, however you say her name.
Yeah.
She's just the best, dude.
She's great.
She's so good.
I just love her so much. She's just the sweetest, and she's so wholesome. She just wants to help so much. No one ever pays her any attention in the village before Senku and the Kingdom of Science come together when they're like, yeah, you can help. You're great. And then
we'll make you glasses.
They cure her fuzzy sickness.
My big question is, why don't they just make her glasses like Kinro? Why does she have to keep wearing that melon?
She said she liked the
helmet. She says it later. She's like, this fits my style. She just likes it.
Yeah, she said she's
so
more
used to the melon.
Right?
Not to mention, it's a dope look. Dude, it's so cute.
And she can roll around in it.
She's got that little stealth move, yeah.
Yeah, it's like fucking something out of Mario or Sonic where she's just rolling across the land.
Boing, boing, boing.
It's so funny whenever she's in a chase.
I was drinking. To me, it's Metal Gear Solid. It's Solid Snake in a cardboard box.
The box.
That's what it is to
But
me.
She's too fast for that, though.
Yeah, but that's just the main thing I didn't think of.
Number 2 is Kinro. He's just great. I love his catchphrase, rules are rules. I'm not going to do it in Japanese, even though I want to. I don't know it well enough, and I don't speak Japanese. But him just saying all the time, rules are rules, he's just that made me crack up half the time.
He's so good.
I love his dynamic too with Ginro. I love how different they are, but he's really great. He's very noble.
They're brothers.
He wants to help all the time.
Are they brothers?
I
missed that. Sorry.
They have
they
the
said
same
it a couple
name
of times.
except for
that's
the first letter.
That's also why they picked them to do the generator crank. Because they're brotherly bonds,
the
muscle
brotherly
brothers.
And then number 3 is Kaseki, the craftsman, the old guy.
Yeah,
he's great.
Kaseki.
He's really great. But this top 3 list was really tough to make. Oh, also about Kaseki. I love the fucking joke that they do every single time he gets pumped up to make a new thing, and he busts out of his clothes. And
it's the best thing in the world. He's just naked,
absolutely jacked beyond belief. And as things get crazier
naked,
and crazier,
jacked old man,
his breaking out of the clothes gets crazier and crazier. It blows people away.
Great bit.
It's just the funniest thing, dude. It's such a good bit. But like I was saying, this list was super hard for me to make because I did want to add Senku on it as well, but I thought we were going to not have him on it. But he probably wouldn't have made the top 3 anyway. And then the one that I really wanted to add on was Chrome. I think Chrome is great. I really, really loved Chrome.
Chrome's
How much he wanted to learn, how like open of a person he was, how pure of a person he was. He like had this crush on Rory, but he didn't like, he never like goes for it. He's like, it's not my place. And I'm like, I'm a science boy. You know, he's
Very
like,
relatable.
man, I'm like, I vibe with this guy. Yeah. But he's great. I love his ambition too. He's always wanting to like collect things or help or learn. And I love that they call themselves science users.
And also him with like the
science user is so good.
his first episode where he's like just like throwing smoke and like
Yeah.
says he's like magic, whatever the fuck. It was great.
Well, he's sorcery or whatever.
He's a sorcerer.
Yeah, there it is.
Also, their high five is great. It's the thing that me and you used to do, Trevor, where we'd high five and walk
Yeah.
away from it. So you were trying to
So
teach me
good.
anime moves, you motherfucker.
Little did
First
you
of all,
know.
you came up with that.
I did. I forget what it was from. I just wanted to push it on you. But yeah, Will, you go for your top thrizzle.
Yeah, for sure. Similar to Cobb, there are a lot of people I was trying to kind of squeeze into this list, but I just boiled it down to people who I immediately like dug and wanted to see more of. So number one is Byakuya, Senku's dad. Love Senku's dad.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
He was dope.
All right.
He was really dope. I liked how he was like nowhere near as smart as Senku, but had like street smarts in a way. And
Yeah.
his arc was also my favorite arc of the show, so that we'll get into that
Yeah.
later, which is what
Background stuff was great.
that's what I've been kind of hinting at.
Love it.
Kasaki is number 2 for me. Just so funny all the time, and like I love the fact that he was like not about science at the start of the show, but he like came around, and I just like loved being a part of it. And also the moment towards the end where he is talking about like how he doesn't have any friends,
Yeah.
and Chrome and Senku were like pointing at each other, and they're like,
Yeah, they're
"Where
like,
are your
"What are you
friends?"
talking about?
And he's like, "But I'm old."
"You
And they're like, "What is age?" And I was like, "Hell yeah," because that's like me to you guys. So I was
Yeah.
You're not
Sure,
that old,
okay.
dude. We make boomer
No, I know, that was a
about
joke.
you. You ain't old.
Kazuki's great, and like Cobb said, his when he just like gets swole and blasts all his clothes off, it made me laugh.
Fired
Made me
up.
laugh every
Oh.
time. Number 3, probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but Taiju. What the fuck? Why did Taiju in there for fucking 3 episodes and then leave, bro? He was
Yeah.
great. I don't want to fucking watch 22 episodes of this show without that man. I
He
understand.
gets dipped hard.
I understand he comes back. I get it. But like, fuck you.
Not even that. I'm surprised that you like him. I was watching
he's
it and I was like,
hilarious.
man, I forgot how much Taiju yells.
Yeah.
In this.
I just think he's...
And I was afraid. I was watching it. I was like, oh, they're gonna rag on this so bad about how much he's yelling.
Taiju is fine.
I'm so glad. Okay,
he's
cool.
gotta love. He keeps himself alive for 3,700 years because all he wants to do is tell this girl he has a crush on her. Great. And I love how Senku
Very
calls
sweet.
him
Oh,
big.
wow,
What does he
okay.
call him? Big Oaf or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is it's just funny. And I think like when he wakes up and reads the note on the tree and he's like father of a downstream big oaf, like I was like, this is great. Like this is a great dynamic. Like I like their dynamic, and I'm pissed that it only lasted for 3 or 4 episodes in this season. Again, I understand he comes back.
Yeah.
But like I really wanted him to. That's the other thing. Oh man, I'm about to start ranting. I just wish that
Go for it.
I wish that this was more condensed. Like the fact that there's no Tsukasa like grand battle in this season is crazy. It just feels very anticlimactic. Like I get what it's leading to, but
I
it
understand
takes
that.
so long to lead to that point. And like I fully expected. Like last night, I sat down to watch the final 4 episodes. And I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. I cannot wait to see him fight Tsukasa's army.
I thought
blah,
there
blah,
was going
blah.
to be a battle too.
And then it's literally just 4 episodes of more inventions. And I was pissed.
More
I
science.
was fucking pissed. I was like, where is this isn't a finale. And then I went to look it up.
It was. They made a cell phone.
It's not. It's not. It's barely.
The-
It's not
This-
a finale.
And it's honestly a
that
radio,
being
not even
said,
a cell
the
phone,
last
but
5
still.
minutes of the last episode are wonderful. I love the record and the song and all that. I was
Oh,
like,
it's so
this
good.
is great. But generally speaking, it's a terrible fucking finale, and there's no
Yeah.
ending to this season. It's just like But then it makes sense that it's a prologue, and this is all just kind of leading up to what the show is going to blossom into. And like, I wish that I had the context of that before I got to episode 22, that this was just like a prologue season, because it makes me more okay with it. Whereas up to that point, I'm waiting for like all this cool shit to happen, and it's just the same thing all the way through. Anyway, that's my top 3. Shout out to Taiju. Can't wait to see him in season 2. And his girl who has headphones on still, even though there's no electricity. Hilarious.
Yeah, is it
also,
headphones,
they don't,
or is it a headband?
They don't cover her ears.
They're never
it's
on
a headband.
Ears. Okay, yeah.
Why are there big earpieces?
They don't cover her
though?
ears. Don't know.
They
Style.
look like headphones.
They do look like headphones.
Yeah,
You're not wrong. But like, I'm looking at a picture of her right now because I have a character list pulled up. They do not cover her ears.
So weird.
At all.
So weird.
They're like this. They're like way up here.
Terrible.
Yeah, which is
headband.
also weird because like with all the stone people, all their clothing like dissolves or like breaks away over the years, but her headband stays solid.
Yeah. I thought that was odd too.
It's bone.
I don't get that, but what? Maybe it's a weird growth out of her head. Who knows?
But yeah, I didn't have strong opinions on Taiju. I thought he was cool, and then I just kind of forgot about him because they ditch his ass hard.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to come back the
do.
whole season, and he never did, and I'm pissed. So I had to shout him out. I don't really like Senku. Like, he's kind of a cunt. Excuse me, Abby. He's kind of a cuck. I just
Is that
like
better?
I don't.
Nah,
I just
stick with the original.
he's just kind of an asshole. Like, he's not that charming to me. I think he's like so involved in his own intelligence that a lot of the times it's not that charming. Like, it's one thing to be smart and to help people with that, but like a lot of the time he was mean to Taiju. You know, he's like, you fucking idiot, like science, dumbass, for like 3 whole episodes, and then he kind of does that at first with the village, but then he does come around towards the end, and especially like once you get the backstory of his dad, like I warmed up to him. But the whole 10 billion% and this is exhilarating catchphrases, not a fan of those. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, but they're just like, they're bullshit.
Actually, I forget which website it was, actually named "This is exhilarating" as their top, like in their top 25 catchphrases of like, what year did this come out? 2019, 2020.
It's better than
this. Mostly aired.
This is exhilarating is better than 10 billion%, but
yeah, not like saying not a millimeter and not 10. Like, he likes to do the big numbers.
Yeah, he's very hyperbolic.
Bit much at times.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna front on that. It's a bit much at times. But still, I don't know. Senku, especially early on, I feel like comes off. He's trying to be cold.
Yeah.
But can't be. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Like,
because people see through him all throughout the show. They're like, you totally were doing that just to be nice, and you're like fronting that it was this other reason,
like making the cola for Asagiri again and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, no, you weren't gonna be nice at all, but you're doing it just to manipulate. It's like, no, you were doing it because he's your friend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he like, I don't know. I think I get it though. He is kind of cold at the beginning, but then you. Yeah.
I wouldn't. He's not good enough to put him in my top list. Sorry, just honorable mention.
And that's fair enough.
Asagiri Gen definitely hits honorable mention for me, and so does Suika. I like those two a lot. Asagiri Gen's like creepy ass faces when
Gen's
she's
great.
Like, when she's betraying, or she's like, when the episode where she's like Senku, he finally left the village. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I keep saying she. I know. I thought it was a girl for almost the entire season.
What? Why?
I feel like he's effeminate. That might just be me, but he also says that he has a crush on Senku at one point.
Yeah, but that was a joke.
Yeah, I see. I took it at face value. I think that of all the characters, he is more effeminate than most, despite the fact that he doesn't have massive fucking 3D anime titties like everyone else does. But I liked Asagiri again a lot. I thought he was cool.
There's no over sexualization in this.
Yeah, this
wrong.
is not really. There's some mild.
You see Kohaku's ass almost the entire time she's on screen with her short ass skirt. She has massive cleavage.
I didn't notice.
And tits, and so do her ancestors, space people. That's
I think that's being picky. I didn't notice.
Lillian is absurdly sexualized, and even Riss like walked out one time when I was watching it, and she was like, "Why are that girl's tits out?" So it's there. I think Cobb's just an anime boy now and doesn't notice anymore.
I didn't notice at all. I think you're
being
that much. I think you're being overly PC.
There's one or two maybe like scenes early on where like I think maybe Kohaku is a little bit sexualized.
Her
like,
ass hangs
out
for a lot of that season. There's no need for that. That's all. But it is what it is. You know, that's my opinion, and that's how they make shows. So it's cool. What's your list, Trev?
So my list, I've got. It's just really hard for me because I really fucking love this show. I think I gotta put Kaseki as number one. Old man Kaseki.
He's a boss.
Love him. He's a badass. He's so cool. I think I'm gonna have to do a tie for second place because I can't decide between Suika and Chrome. I love both of them for different reasons. Mm-hmm. She honestly, Suika's episode where they make her glasses and show her stuff.
Yeah, is great.
I choked up super hard. I like she's first seeing everything and she's like seeing everyone and like clearly for the first time ever. It's just it touches my heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Chrome, I relate with. Like, you guys are very much right that I guess I would be Chrome because I have a very tertiary understanding of science. And
you like collecting rocks.
I like science as a concept. I do not understand a lot of the very deep intricacies. I've got like surface level and maybe a little bit more. Maybe it's the touch more than surface level understanding. But love Chrome. And then actually, I put Kohaku up there in my top three as like
nice.
Now third.
Kohaku's dope.
Kohaku's dope. She's a sick, badass chick. Like she's awesome. she's like right there and from the get-go after Senku saves her. She's like, all right, I'm in. This is cool. Mm-hmm. This is good stuff. I'm not going to be as close-minded as the rest of the village, and you're going to save my sister, which I'm all in. Let's do it. And carrying the water back and forth for Ruri every day.
She's got good morals.
She's great. Yeah, that's my theory. I don't really have an honorable mention because I like everybody else
honorables
so much. I can't really pick an honorable mention because then I'm going to be like...
mention?
Are we doing least favorite characters?
I didn't think we were.
I didn't just say to, so
okay.
We don't have to. I could think of someone
whatever
right off the top
the
of my
little
head,
dude who ties up Suika during the bout.
Oh yeah,
Mantle.
I agree.
He's my least favorite. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, also least favorite.
Which can we talk real quick about how it's Magma and then his crony is Mantle? Like,
that's pretty good.
That is good. Is that his name, Mantle?
That's a good. Yeah, his name's Mantle.
Fuck Mantle.
That's such a
Magma
great
has
little
a good
joke.
arc.
Mm-hmm.
Magma has a great arc.
Magma has a surprisingly good.
I like the Micah episode. That's a good app.
It is a good app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also like. I mean, Tsukasa is obvious, but like, that dude's a fucking piece of shit.
Dude, why do they call him a primate all the time? They say he's the strongest primate high schooler.
He's like Tarzan.
He was like a boxer fighter guy, and like they like to give and shows like
why
this.
Why do they call him a primate, Trevor?
They like to give titles in shows like these to like, I don't know.
He one-tapped a lion.
Emphasize.
Dude. Primates love
that was
one-tapping
the funniest shit I think I've ever seen. When he fucking punches a lion in the face. That's one of the first notes I took for this show. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
He is a genocidal maniac.
He's a piece of shit.
So that's not great.
Honestly, the main reason I want to continue watching is to see him die.
Dude, but honestly, I feel like he's a person that I dislike, but I also understand his take. He's very anti-boomer.
Yeah.
He is.
He's like, listen, these people made a shitty world and everybody's fucking indebted to these billionaires that are and all these fucking old people that are drowning society.
Yeah, the fact that he feels like he gets to pick and choose who comes back, though, like, I'm not really sure about that. Like,
no,
that's questionable.
No, exactly. But the thing that makes him awful is that he's essentially taking the place of this. He's become this emperor of the society. You're no different than the society you broke off of. So this new world you're creating is just a dumber version of what you came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. He is him, and then his crony, Hoiga.
Yo,
yeah, that guy's kind of
Are
cool.
both-
does Hyoga ever
Very
open his
COVID
eyes?
safe.
Hyoga? That's a big trope in anime a
Really?
lot of times. Is like there's certain characters drawn with their eyes shut all the time.
Because I didn't
And-
think that he ever opened his eyes, and I was watching like a YouTube recap of the season today just to freshen up and make sure I didn't miss anything. And I saw a quick shot of him with his eyes open, but I don't remember where that was. And the predominant memory is him just like death glaring at somebody, but with his eyes closed for like the entire show.
So for characters like that, they'll occasionally open their eyes all the way when like very
Shock.
serious. I think that clip. But if it was a recap of season 1, they wouldn't have shown a season 2 thing.
No, it was episode by episode on YouTube.
Huh. Yeah, like it's a pretty common thing.
Good to know. I
in
wanted
anime. They
to
like
ask.
to draw certain character. I mean, even the one of the Russians up in the space station,
Yeah.
the bearded Russian guy.
Never opens his
He
eyes.
also has his eyes drawn
Yeah.
shut.
Also, why
But
does his
They are open.
Yeah.
They're just you can't see them.
Why
open.
does his wife have weird lips? What's up with
Yeah, her lips are so weird. That's weird.
Why are her
Honest-
lips
that
like
part-
that?
Honest to God, I couldn't
She
tell
has
ya.
skin
They
lips.
drew her
like
lips.
they're not
they drew
lips.
her lips the strangest.
They're so weird. Can we talk about
Why are Lillian Wine?
Oh,
Why
also,
are Lillian Weinberg's eyes so big? That's how they draw Americans.
she's
The
American?
most
yeah.
jarring thing in this entire show was the song being in English. Because we watched it sub. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck.
we haven't
I was
mentioned
like,
that. 45 minutes
Dude,
in.
I-
we watched the song.
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
I was like, holy shit, this is weird, and I do not like it. I did not like the song. I was like,
It's a good song.
they were like, oh,
I
it's such a
mean,
beautiful song. I'm like, this is jarring. Get me out of here. I'm like, her voice
also-
isn't good enough for it to carry it.
Like the
a little
subtitles
jarring, but
continued, even though it wasn't in English. That made me laugh too.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's not as jarring because I've heard it
Yeah.
a bunch of times now, from watching season 1 twice
Yeah.
and season 2. So obviously they're gonna play it again in season 2. They have this whole song. Like, why wouldn't they
Yeah.
play it again? But it is a little on the jarring side because the lyrics also don't quite make a ton of sense at times.
I was lost. I was like, what the fuck?
It's definitely an English song written by a Japanese person
yeah, they're like, this sounds good.
Oh,
who's trying their best.
that reminds me. Theme song and credit song, both slappers. Very
Now-
good. They change
both
though. They
halfway through the
change.
season.
I like all of
Yeah.
them. I like all of them. The second, I think the second half is better than the first half.
Really?
But also the production value
I-
changes of the credits too. Like it gets like way nicer looking. And there's a new Dr. Stone logo at like episode, I don't know, halfway maybe. I don't know when it happened, but
That's pretty common for like the 20, 24, 25 episode seasons for anime is they'll do an opening change
okay.
halfway through
And a credit change.
Yeah.
and credit change too.
I thought they
Yeah.
were both really
It
good.
usu-
though.
A lot of times it's to reflect more, like, because they don't want to, like, it's, sometimes an opening might spoil something
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
if they were to do the season 2, the second half opening in the first half of the show, that would have spoiled a
Yeah,
bunch of
for sure.
stuff.
But I
Makes
feel like
sense.
it seems like with all these animes, I mean, I don't know. I'm only going off the ones you've showed us, but like they'll show random characters we haven't seen anyway.
Yeah.
If that's what you're
Yeah,
talking
they will.
about with spoilers, because
Yeah.
I feel like what really could you show as development other than a random character you don't know?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they're just
I
random
mean,
characters. You're like, who the
there was
fuck's
some
that?
there has been some shows that I've watched with openings where straight up part of the opening has
You see
a
the main
bunch
character
of
die.
just has a bunch of silhouettes
That's cool.
because straight up they're just like, this person or this event hasn't happened yet, so we're just
I dig that.
not gonna show
That's
it.
cool.
We're just
But also at the
Which is
same
cool.
time, I like how
Rare,
beautiful anime openings and credits are. They're usually
Yeah.
like
dude, right?
so well done.
That's the thing that's not really done in like Western shows. Is like
Not at
openings
all.
and endings for anime are a whole like music video art piece in of themselves.
Dude, that's because in like American shows, it's like they're cutting to credits that they speed up like 8 times over, and like also commercials are playing at the same time. So it's just like
they squish it
lol,
down.
You worked on this show?
Commercials. Yeah, fuck
they're like,
you.
Omega lol, you fucking worked on this? Get fucked, nerd.
And to be fair, they still do that even to anime. Like I've watched, what did I watch? I watched Sword Art Online, I think season 2 or 3 on TV back in college.
Like on Toonami?
And yeah, on Toonami, I would wait up and watch it like at 2 o'clock in the morning. And because I was obsessed with Sword Art Online. It's not a great show, but I was obsessed back then. And yeah, like the ending credit song would come on and just corner. And then it's the little robot guy from Toonami going like, up next. And it's like, no,
that guy's dope though. You can't, I mean, come on.
He is dope, but still. And so I personally like Hello World more, the opening for the first half of the show.
Hello World was good
for this show.
I like them.
I really like it. Also, they did the thing. They did the thing with the
They played the credit montage. Yeah. I was like, oh, Trevor's fucking hype right now when that shit came on. Yeah.
It's not the most hype version of that, but it's a pretty good one.
No, I liked it.
It's a pretty good one.
I touched the remote because I thought the credits were going to start rolling, and there was still like 7 minutes left, and I was like, oh shit, they're just like playing it during a montage, and I was like, this is tight.
I did the same thing, Will.
Yeah, much better.
I was like, wait, but then I was like, this is TV show.
This is TV show.
But I think so. Can we talk arcs? Like,
I want to say my theme opinions.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you got to do your theme opinion.
Very short. I like the first opening theme better, and I like the second credit theme better. Yeah. My favorite is the second credit theme.
The second credit theme slaps.
I like the slow
it's good.
childhood Senku credit theme.
Yeah.
It was really good. That was the only one that I listened to more than like 2 times all the way through, because I was like, this is nice. It's, and I can write the rest of my notes. I dig it.
Yeah, there you go. Just kind of chill. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, so in terms of, I mean, as far as arcs can go, I mean, to me, it's like the first 4 or 5 episodes until Senku goes to the village is an arc, and then you have first village arc, and then there's space flashback arc, or no, I guess it's village bout, and then space flashback, and then village again, and then like there's a brief
meanwhile mixing in flashbacks
throughout. But I think, to me, like, I was absolutely riveted by the space flashbacks, like that, and that's why I think I feel so strongly about the episodes where it's just a science experiment. Like, the show shows us that it can do like this, to me, traditionally like serialized television really well. Like, those episodes flow well. Something is happening. There's like actually plot development. And I just like, it's fucking cool. Like, I was so geeked up when we got to see them in space as this event happened. And then like, I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. And then, it lasted 2 episodes, and then we went back to creating a fucking jar for a fucking light bulb. And I was like, God fucking damn it.
Vacuum tube.
Whatever, fucking, who cares? I'm an English major. Fucking fuck science.
Yeah, I do want to say that I feel like I wasn't viewing it so episodic as you were. Like, when I was watching it, because I was watching multiple episodes at once, and that's just the nature of how we record these, because we're watching so many episodes at once. I like didn't have as much of a problem with it, because like the arcs were ending, like these mini arcs between like 3 or 4 episodes were ending just when I would finish watching.
Yeah.
So like it didn't bug me as much where like not much happens throughout a single episode. I'm like, all right, this is like a tiny little arc. I'll knock this out. It'll take like an hour,
Yeah,
which is like fair. The length of some TV shows.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was generally watching, I tried to do like 3 to 4 episodes per session.
Yeah.
So I'll like, for a decent chunk of this show, 3 episodes is just, they make 3 new things, and that's all that happens. And like, Yeah, it's cool.
Science.
But to me, it just wasn't. It wasn't propulsive or gripping enough for me to be like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to watch tomorrow. I'd be like, like fucking 3 more fucking inventions. Why can't you just show me more space?
But they all improve everything. They improve civilization.
I get that. Again, I like
the last stuff where like it was unconsequentially giving the village chimneys. Like he gave them
space heaters. Yeah,
I know.
They're like, I wonder how many people will die this winter, and Senku's like, fuck it, chimneys, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
He's like, I'm not trying to help you. He's a tsundere. He's a tsundere. Oh my god, I just realized.
I don't know what that is.
That is a trope in anime where the girl who likes a guy will be like give him something or do something for him, and they're like immediately go, it's not because I like you or anything, and then turn away and like blush. So they're
he
like
does,
mean.
But he turns away and he does that thing where like you see he's like psh, like that he's cool, you know.
So yeah, he's kind of like we needed the cold.
Yeah, he'll do the back of the
anyways.
head thing, or he'll do the like exhale.
Yeah. But he's more or less like a tsundere for the whole village.
That's true.
Which
That's
is
good.
insane.
That's really good.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, no, Senku, we were talking like, yeah, he helps and he wants to help, but he always manages to find a way to make it seem like it's for his own gain.
Dude, he's a liar. He's just a good chief.
He's great.
So he becomes chief. Have we said that? Like
we did not say
grand
that.
Bout, he becomes chief. He wins.
Yeah.
On accident.
Yeah, because Chrome can't wake back up, and he defeats Genro. Is that his name?
Yeah, Ginro.
Ginro.
So it's Ginro for gold and Kinro for silver.
Yeah. Dude, Kinro's the best, man.
No, wait, other way around. Kinro for gold, Jinro for silver.
Kinro, big shout out, rules are rules. I mean, you can't
great.
create a better catchphrase.
I love he got so sad though when his golden spear got burnt
He
up
liked
in the making of a magnet. I know, but still, he was just like, because he's like, rules are rules, but I'll take this anyway.
Yeah, he's like,
fine,
this is actually kind of sweet. Also, the katanas were dope.
Fuck, I was about to say that was like one of my favorite moments is when like he's like faked out on the bridge, like, oh no, and then all of a sudden they all fucking fly up out of where they're in the middle of a cavern, but they fly up and they have katanas. Like, that was tight. They fuck all their spears up.
Yeah.
Also, Senku's like, you only have to reheat it and fold it twice. Fuck
Just
it.
twice.
Japanese,
Not
the
10
Japanese
times.
tradition.
That is the traditional thing. It's like folded 100 times.
I think
Damascus,
he said 10, right?
Damascus steel, dude. That's how you get Damascus
It's
steel.
and the only reason they did that in Japan, because like they even say, is because Japanese steel that they mine out of the ground is garbage.
But they're
it's
in
really
Japan,
bad.
right?
Huh?
This takes place in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Also, like, would all these minerals that they find be? Would you be able to find them in Japan in this one location, this tiny location? They're able to find thousands of these crazy minerals in like one mountain.
I don't really know that.
the rainbow
I'm gonna
of
say
all
they might have
mountains.
taken some They might have taken some liberties with that.
For a show that wants to be scientific, come on, am I right, Will?
Yes.
Will, you're pissed, right?
I just like when they say manganese.
I mean, manganese. Like literally, when I was just before we recorded, I was watching some videos and stuff, and one of the things was somebody trying to make the cola that they do
with like lime and whatever
with the
fuck.
old. This was How to Make Everything YouTube channel, and they tried to make the cola that Senko made it, and they also made a couple of different other ways with old school tech, and it really didn't work the way that Senko tried.
Work,
it kind of worked, but not really.
Kinda.
Jen liked it.
He did like it, but also, to be fair, he's having it after, 2 years? Maybe? A year and a half, depending on when he was revived.
Yeah. I would also like to see what Senku thinks of it, because Senku gave like a real evaluation of what the ramen was like. He was like, it's actually not very good.
It sucks, yeah. He was like, man, this... What was it, foxtail millet?
Yeah, so like if he tried the cola, I'm sure he'd be like, it doesn't taste anything like like cola that he would know, but it's the best thing you can get right now.
Exactly.
You know? So I feel like that's a pass. I feel like we can stamp that as that passes, you know?
I do love them all. I love the villagers' reactions whenever he makes something cool to them, just being like, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah, what did you guys
Science!
think about the previous chief? I thought he was so funny in the late half of the series.
Yeah,
like earlier
he was
on,
kind
I
of
was
a
like,
dick.
he's annoying and like fuck him, and then like later on, he's just like the animations they do of his face when he's shocked is so funny. He's just like he's so astonished by everything that's happening.
And he like takes credit almost at one point. He's like, "I made a good decision making you chief." Senku.
But he looks
it's like,
epic then, though. They like drew him with like all his like dope robes going everywhere, where he turns in the wind.
Away, yeah.
He's like, "I made a fucking great decision."
It's like you didn't make this decision at all. What are you talking about?
He's like, "I rule." I do feel bad for him though that his daughter doesn't give him any attention. They mention it it like every now and again it'll like come up and he's just like, "Please, you're my daughter, love me."
He gave her the shield and she's like, "Here, use it for a gear. I don't care."
Fucking random gear. They could have used anything. They could have used a fucking like log.
Yeah, they could have easily made something else to make the wood gear, but whatever. I do love one of my favorite side projects is Kasaki and Chrome making the water wheel on their own.
Oh, that was so great. That was so nice.
And Senku's like, "What the fuck?"
Especially because
they had a crazy name for it. I forget what it was.
Cotton candy spinny machine or something like that.
Also, them making cotton candy was great. Everybody was just like in ecstasy by eating it.
Oh, we didn't talk
never
about
had a sweet.
What's her name? Homura, the
Tsukasa's
like right hand creepy girl with the pink hair.
Yeah. Also,
she also has the lips.
Yeah, she does. I also want to know more about the archer, the guy wearing all yellow that doesn't have any lines in the show. I assume he comes up in season 2. Trevor, okay.
Yes.
Dude's got like a newsboy cap and he's got all yellow. Like, what's going on with him? Where'd they find this?
It's Kill Bill.
Yeah, it is Kill Bill.
I will say, I have not seen the end of what he's doing so far in season 2. But so far, what I've seen, he's pretty cool. He's pretty chill.
Can you tell me, is there more, like, will I enjoy season 2 based on what I've been telling so far?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Is that a dub?
Still science episodes.
Chalk that up as a dub, Will?
I'll chalk it up as a dub, yeah. It out.
Nice.
There is still science.
That's fine.
Episodes.
There can be science. I just want fucking 20 episodes of it.
But it seems like it's progressing a little bit faster than before.
All right. If it's science for a purpose, that's great. If it's science for fucking science's sake, then I'm going to be furious.
No, it's all for a
Will doesn't believe
purpose.
in science.
I think science is fake, yeah.
Will's an anti-vaxxer. We have to say it, I think.
There we go.
Disclaimer.
But that's false. Don't believe that. Guys, listen.
I definitely get vaccinated.
By the way,
please get vaccinated.
How lucky is Senku that Ruri had pneumonia and not any other major disease that would have been incurable in that time period.
But that also took
and then he just dies.
20 episodes. That took so long to get through. I feel like that felt the longest to me for them to discover that.
But do you both really not believe that this show would have benefited from like trimming maybe at least 6 episodes off this first season?
I think maybe 2.
That's insane.
Yeah, 2. I'll agree I'll agree with
Trevor
2.
fucking on it, dude. Me and
22
Trevor both.
I was gonna say
of science projects. It's just an
I was gonna say 2 or 3, but 2. 2 is a good number.
Trevor, we're weebs. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm a weeb. I'm turning you into a weeb. My plan for this podcast. The only reason I agreed to this podcast
should have
was
just been
eventually
called Trevor Makes Jacob a Weeb.
You're gonna have posters before you know it. You're gonna have anime posters like me.
No, I will not.
Can't see the
You're
rest
gonna
of
dye
them.
Pip pink and give him a fucking mohawk.
No.
What does that have to do with being a weeb?
I don't know.
Weebs aren't cruel to animals.
What do you guys have any final arcs you want to talk about or characters?
I just want to say, I teared up during the whole record thing.
The record thing was really beautiful.
It was really good.
At the end, with the record and Senku's dad talking to him, and I know you guys aren't a huge fan of the song, but still, her singing the song and the villagers just Like, imagine that. You've never heard
Is there no
like
music
full.
in this world?
Yeah.
I'm sure they have like.
This is where Trevor grew up.
They're like village instruments and stuff, but like so far we haven't seen that any of these people inherited Lillian's amazing singing voice.
Yeah.
Even though they're all clearly her descendants, they have the same eyes and the same hair,
Yeah.
the same massive breasts.
I do like that they had to emphasize that Senku, if he was to get into a relationship with any of these girls, is A, not related to his dad, and B, so far a descendant that it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. They were very, very
Yeah,
explicit
they
about
doubled
that.
it.
Like, these two are going to fuck in the
Also-
third season.
Also, bullshit that he's not related to his dad. They have the exact same hair.
No.
His dad has one strand and Senku has two.
Dude, didn't you hear?
And they have like the weird coloration, except his dad's goes down and his goes up. I don't, whatever.
They're not related.
It's kind of weird. It's weird that they state that, like, oh yeah, we're not related actually. It's like,
We can bone. Don't worry about it. We can.
even though he doesn't seem to have an interest in boning at all.
No, he doesn't.
I just think it's
Senku
probably
wants to bone
it's
science.
sexual attention for the audience more so than for him.
I mean, Kohaku does actually like him, in my opinion.
I couldn't see a relationship forming with Senku with anybody. Like, it doesn't. I feel like with his personality, it doesn't make any sense.
I could see him.
I can
fucking
see it
a
with
light bulb.
Kohaku.
That's hot. A vacuum tube, brother.
Shoves a light bulb up his ass.
That'd be
Anyways.
hot.
But yeah, just like the idea of villagers who have never heard modern music suddenly hearing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Dude,
beautiful.
it's like the.
that had,
It's like
That's
when,
gotta be
when Will
mind
introduced
blowing.
you to Milo, Trevor. That's
That
basically
I mean,
what happened right
that
there.
was fuck you, Jacob. That was gonna be my joke. I was gonna say that's me every time I listen to Milo. It's me just crying, on a beach somewhere.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Dunked it.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, but
Good
that-
alley-oop before the
Just listened to the album again the other day just for fun because it's a great album. So
Who told
dunked
you
it
to
again.
think? Who told you to think? It's a banger.
Fucking fantastic.
anyways.
Right, Trev? You're jamming that shit right now. I could see it.
album. Trevor,
No.
give it
I'm
another
sorry.
listen, dude. Give it another 20 listens.
15.
Maybe one day. No.
But I
Don't
think that's,
either. I might give it one more.
that's all we got for this ep, right? I feel like it was a fantastic
Yeah?
show. I loved it. Will had some qualms, but overall he enjoyed it enough. Trevor, you
Was
brought
there-
it, so you
There's no
obviously
other
loved it.
arcs you guys wanted to bring up? Or
There's
not?
only 2 arcs. It's Space Arc, Fight Arc, and then Record.
Mini arc. An experiment. I don't know. Something.
I feel like it's
All the
that's the kind of
experiments
thing
blur
where like
together.
it's the kind of thing where like yeah, there's a lot of science projects. If you guys haven't seen it and you've listened this far, you should go watch it to see all of them. They're not really worth talking about specifically.
Yeah.
But they're cool.
But and if you have listened to it, you know what we're talking about with all the science arcs anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, Trev,
Good stuff.
you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm just happy that you guys liked it. I'm happy that Jacob loved it.
Fuck you, dude.
That's I won. I win.
Trevor has definitely won more than anybody else on this podcast. I think
he has
say.
too.
Trevor is coming out on top right now.
I think I'm on the bottom. I don't think I've swayed either of you hard.
It's because
in
you're
either
not
direction.
taking enough risks, dude.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I'm taking
You're
massive
going
risks.
down the middle.
I'm bringing stuff.
I don't think
I'm
I
bringing
am.
stuff that I'm like they're gonna hate this,
I showed
and then
you
you guys
Halloween,
love
you
it. And I'm
both
like,
fucking
yeah.
hated it.
Halloween was bad.
It's the worst.
Halloween
opinion.
was all
It's
right.
the worst opinion I've ever heard in my
Stupid
life.
ass
Abby's
movie.
nodding to me right now. She can't even hear what you're saying. You guys, that's literally the worst opinion, Will, that you've ever had, and it makes me sad for you.
That's all good, man. I'll continue to live my life as I see fit. I'll be okay.
And I respect that.
Trevor, thanks
next
for showing
up
us
is
the
mine.
show, dude. Oh, sorry, Cobb. I just stepped all
Yeah,
over
no,
you.
Oh,
no,
of
thank you,
course.
Trev.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys loved it.
Love's a strong
I'm glad
word.
Jacob loved it. I'm glad Jacob loved it. I'm glad
I
you
loved it.
tolerated
I
it.
liked it enough to watch the second season, and then we'll see from there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I'll bring it as a thing, so you guys feel free to watch it whenever.
Cool.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we might have a little side talk about it at some point.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll probably keep watching just as we go, just as life goes on. I think I'm just gonna start it up second season. I'm not watching anything else. Well, I am watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but that's with Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have a solo
show.
show.
Got nothing on the plate.
Yeah, we're
There you go.
watching Adventure
Season
Time
2.
together, and I'm watching Sopranos solo. It's perfect. It's a fucking perfect
Nice.
blend.
There you go. I'm watching WandaVision
Me too.
as that comes out.
Me too.
Oh,
Bang.
are you
Really
both
good.
really?
Banger of a show.
Yeah, it's
Cobb.
really good.
Banger.
So good.
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care about Marvel. I don't
Yeah,
fucking
see,
care about it.
I went into it being like, maybe it'll be fine, but it'll probably suck a dick, and it's great. It's really great. Dude, it looked.
I went into it not knowing.
It looked bad.
It doesn't.
It looked
doesn't
bad.
change my.
It didn't look
opinion.
bad.
It's-
It looked weird.
looked
I'm never
bad.
gonna watch it.
It looked bad. It's good though. I would check it out if you're on the fence and if you like Marvel stuff. Cobb obviously hates the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so not really
I
his
don't
alley.
hate it. I'm just done with it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
too
care
cool.
about superheroes.
Too cool for the MCU.
Superheroes are fucking stupid, dude.
Too cool for school.
Superheroes.
He's just
are
trying to play
dumb,
fucking
dude.
Bannerlord. Fuck your MCU.
Fucking
nerd.
dab on it, dude. Bannerlord's great. Also, we'll see you guys for the next time when I have my pick. I don't have no idea what it's gonna be, so a big surprise. And we'll catch you guys for the next Show Me Something podcast. Peace out.
Bye.
This is exhilarating.